Here's good?
Uh-huh.
Okay.
Okay. So good afternoon. I'm very happy to meet you, and I'm your nutrition counselor, Brenil. And you can call me Brenil.
Okay.
So how would you like to be addressed today?
Natalie or Nata.
Natalie. Okay, great. Thank you. Does this work for you?
Yeah.
Okay. So what brings you here today?
The extra credit opportunity given in class.
Oh, nice. Okay. So today I'm going to ask you a series of questions about your eating patterns.
Mhm.
And have you met with a nutrition counselor before?
Mm-mm.
No. Oh, okay. So as a peer nutrition educator, I can provide you nutrition education on only three things: eating on a budget, eating a balanced diet, and reading a nutrition label.
Okay.
So do any of this sound interest to you?
Yeah. All three.
All three?
Mm-hmm.
Okay. Okay, I will remember this as we talk today.
Okay.
Okay. So just a little housekeeping. I want you to know that you can stop anytime if you're uncomfortable. And during our meeting, so my peer is going to observe me and take notes and about what I'm going to do. But Dr. George, my professor, will only view this information.
Okay.
I need your consent. Right here.
For my name.
Mm-hmm.
It's the 24th, right?
Yeah. So, thank you. Okay. Now that we have gone over the basics of the program, we can explore your needs in greater detail. So, are you ready to begin?
Mm-hmm.
Okay. So, I'm going to start today by asking you a few questions about you to give me a better idea of some of your challenges. And so, first question. So, what grade are you at SFSU or you?
Sophomore, second year.
Sophomore. And do you live on or off campus?
Off campus.
How long is your commute and by how?
I have a car and it's about 10 minutes.
About 10 minutes. Okay. Okay, now the question will be more food focused.
Okay.
How do you often buy meals or snacks out?
Out?
Yeah.
I usually buy snacks at Target or anything like that, but meals in general, I'll usually either buy on campus at the Vilmar or one of the cafes or something like that. If not, I usually make like top ramen at home or a sandwich, something like that.
Okay, like sometimes rarely.
I usually eat out more than I should, so most like good 4 to 5 days a week I'm eating out, and the rest of the days I'm eating it.
Okay, so meals out on a typical weekend? Is
Yeah.
Always or often?
I would say always.
Always. And snacks is
Often.
often. So I'm going to take a moment to add up your response. And okay, now we will move on and conducting a 24-hour diet recall, which is we will be talking about food and beverages, snacks, and nibbles that you had yesterday, starting from the time you woke up until when you went to sleep.
Okay.
We will follow a 3-pass system. First, I will ask you to share a quick list of what you ate yesterday, and then I will have you add in details, and then I will review it with you. While we are providing details, I want you to use common objects or measuring cup to assist you in being precise with your memory. So I'm just gonna get just. Measuring cups. So what was the first item you had to eat or drink yesterday?
A coffee, probably a large one. At least 3 of those cups. I would say.
Cup is it?
The orange.
This one?
Yeah. I would say 2.5.
2.5 cups.
Mm-hmm. That was an iced coffee.
Iced coffee. And about what time is this?
Probably about 11. That's when I got class, 11 o'clock.
11. So where in the location?
Cafe Rita.
So, and then
And then I had a bagel there as well.
bagel.
With cream cheese. Bagel's about the size of that bread slice, I would say.
This one?
Yeah. Maybe 2 of those since I did 2 of the halves, yeah. And then the cream cheese, they usually put a lot, at least, I would say it was 1/4 of
1/2?
maybe 1/2.
Well, no, 1/4. 1/4 cup.
Maybe 1/4, yeah, say 1/4
1/4 cup.
of cream cheese on it. And then I didn't eat until about 7 or 6, let's say 6 o'clock.
6 o'clock.
And I had Wingstop, 4 wings. They took I would say a bread slice. They weren't that many.
The bread slice?
Yeah, full 4 of them. Well, not 4 slices of bread, but like they fit on that bread slice.
Okay.
Everything makes sense. And then with that, I had probably, what was that?
You can use it. This one.
I probably had 1 cup of fries, maybe even 1.5 cup of fries.
1 cup.
1.5.
1.5.
Yeah.
1.5 cup.
And then I had ranch with it, about 1/4 of a cup of ranch. And then I had 2 cups of, I think it's the Minute Maid lemonade. It was strawberry lemonade.
Strawberry lemonade.
That was it.
That's it?
Mm-hmm.
Okay, so we're almost finished, so now I'm going to review anything you've shared with me, and please let me know if there are other foods, drinks, snacks that I have left out.
Mm-hmm.
Okay, so at 11 o'clock, you had iced coffee, like 2.5 cups, and then bagels with cream cheese, 1/4 cup,
Mm-hmm.
and then at 6 p.m. you had Wingstop, 4 wings, about this size, like it fits on this size, and you have 1.5 cup of rice,
Mm-hmm.
and then 1/4 cup of ranch dressing, and 2 cups of Minute Maid strawberry lemonade. That's
Mhm.
it.
Yeah.
Okay. So would you say this was your usual day for in terms of food and drink?
Yeah,
Yeah.
typically. Not always Wingstop, but
Okay.
something like that.
So, okay, thank you very much for sharing your dietary intake with me. And now as I review the nutrition education topic you were interested in was the 3 of them, the eating budget, reading a nutrition label, and
I mean, if it saves time, we cannot do the reading nutrition label because I went over that in class. I know,
okay,
yeah.
that's okay.
Basics of nutrition,
Okay. So my mentor has reviewed the information I'm going to share with you related with your selected topic. And what I would like for us to do now is to think about the topic you selected and the information you shared. And I would like to us to work together to create a SMART goal, which means SMART stands for specific, measurable, attainable, realistic, and timely goals. And the most The most successful lifestyle changes occur when you make smart goals and understand your level of motivation. So to get a better idea of how ready you are to make a change, um, we will use this picture. We'll use this picture of if 1 not being ready and 10 being ready. How confident are you to make this change? That you can make this change?
Probably 8.
8. So thank you again for answering this question about your diet and also your readiness. From your response, it appeared that you are in stage of readiness. And what do you do? What do you know about the topic you selected to learn more about?
So which topic are we talking?
Do you want to do the eating on a budget?
Yeah, we can go.
So what do you know about the topic you selected?
I know that it's typically hard to eat on a budget. I know that there's resources, especially on campus.
Mm-hmm.
There's the farmers market.
Mm-hmm.
And there was something else too. I know I heard of it last year. But those are offered, I'm pretty sure, through your guys' department. So I've heard about those, but it's typically hard to find if you can't find something there, find something at a different store that's readily available.
Oh, so here's a handout for eating on a budget. So first, for the budget planner, it's recommended to plan out all meals and snacks for the week, and it's also recommended that the meals is based on foods that you already have in your kitchen, and make a grocery list that contains everything you need to buy, and yeah, make a larger budget so that planning meals all the way to the weekend. And then for budget shopper, bring your grocery list and then compare prices between fresh, frozen, or canned fruits and vegetables, because food options can be packaged differently, which can influence the price. And then look for nutritious foods such as low-cost foods such as beans, peas, lentils, potatoes, and it is recommended to make your own snacks. And separate foods into individual servings. And then for budget chef, it is recommended to meal prep for the week and at least make meals with at least 3 food groups in them. So make convenient food more nutritious. And it's bring meals and snacks from home. And then for budget eaters, so portion size, sticking to smaller portions will help you make recipes last longer. And it only not help make your food last longer, but it helps maintain a healthy weight. If eating out, order something that can be taken at home and eat half in the restaurant and save the rest for another meal. And then, do you have any questions about that?
No.
And then for the a balanced diet, this one's handed out for you. So for fruits and vegetables, it is recommended to try to add vegetables and fruits to every meal and snacks. It is recommended make half of your plate fruit and vegetables or vegetables. So because they are very high in nutrients and all forms of fruit and vegetables, including frozen, canned, dried, and juice counts. So here are the examples of the vegetables, and then For protein, there are both animal and non-animal protein sources such as nuts, seeds, soy. And then most people eat enough protein but needs to make leaner and more varied selection of these foods. And if eating animal sources of protein, eat lean or low-fat meat and poultry to decrease fat intake. And cooking method is try roasting or baking or broiling your meat rather than frying. And then for grains right here, there are divided into two subgroups: the whole grains and refined grains. The whole grains contain the entire grain kernel, while the refined grains have been milled, a process that removes the bran and the germ, which removes the dietary fiber, iron, and many B vitamins. So the goal is to make half of your grains whole grains. And then, so looking at the sheet here, do you see any protein sources that you like to eat?
Yeah, Twix nuts. Pistachios are good. Sunflower seeds, I think there's a lot. I had a lot of chicken, a lot of pork, beef, ham. I eat lamb. Turkey, jerky. Pretty much all of them but crab, to be honest.
Okay.
Yeah, I'm not a fan of fish. But I think those. Sometimes I have, there's a soy meat at Trader Joe's that I like to make. It's pretty good. See if any beans I like black beans. Pinto beans. That's about it. Oh, and edamame. I didn't know edamame was a bean, but I guess it is. I don't know. That's just good.
So how about for the greens?
The grain, oatmeal, popcorn, quinoa, sandwich buns, tortillas, bread, cereal, crackers, and pasta. Sorry, I'm going too fast.
It's okay. And then, so for the dairy, we recommend to choose fat-free or low-fat milk, yogurt, and cheese to decrease fat intake, and avoid sweetened milk products to limit sugar intake. And consuming dairy provides health benefits, which improve bone health from calcium. So if you don't consume dairy products, make sure you're getting calcium from other sources, such as calcium fortified juices, cereals, breads, rice milk, or almond milk. And calcium is also naturally in canned fish and leafy greens. So looking at the sheet here, do you see any dairy sources that you like to eat?
I drink a lot of reduced fat milk. To the 2%. I just tried lactose this weekend, and it was really good, so I'm going to switch over to that. Which one's better?
I think it's for lactose, it just
Helps, yeah, it's the productive in the stomach and stuff. But neither of them, like one's not better than the other.
No, it's
Fat-wise?
fat-wise it depends on the percent of the fat content of the milk that you
Okay. I don't really like almond milk or coconut milk. I like yogurts, though I don't find myself eating them a lot. I have a lot of cheese, like mozzarella, cheddar, Parmesan.
Okay. So, and then for oils are not a food group, but they provide essential nutrients. And some oils, which is like unsaturated fat, are liquid at room temperature, and saturated fat is solid at room temperature. And oils are the major source of essential fatty acids in the diet. So while consuming some oil is needed for health, oil still contain calories. But to lower risk for heart disease, cut back on foods that contain saturated and trans fat, and like solid fat, and replace them with limited amounts of oil. So, and then some foods to limit is alcohol. It is a source of calories, but it provides few nutrients, and it should be in moderation if it's consumed. So up to 1 drink per day for women and 2 drinks for men. And then high sugar foods, the 2 main sources of added sugar are sugar-sweetened beverages and snacks and sweets. And try to limit added sugar to less than 10% of calories per day. And then so some tips is just eat every 4 hours to avoid eating oversized portions, and then meals with at least 3 food groups, fruits, vegetables, whole grains. And then if you can stick to water and limit sugar sweetened beverages, and limit solid fats, added sugar, and sodium. Okay. And then, so do you want to go over reading the nutrition label?
No, I know.
You're good?
Yeah, I'm good. We went over
Okay. So, after hearing some of this information, do you see any links to your diet patterns?
Yeah, I have a poor diet.
You're up for that. So, let's create a simple SMART goal today to support your plans. So SMART, so specific, measurable, attainable, realistic, and timely. So, what do you want
I think probably the best thing for me would be to meal prep, because my biggest problem is time. I work 2 jobs, so it's kind of crazy during the week, and that's why I find myself going out a lot more, because I don't have it ready for me. And so if I can go somewhere that's already pre-made or ready, then I'm going to do that. So I think meal prepping would be my best option. And then adding in maybe a little less protein. I do eat a lot of meats.
less protein, like about like the amount of protein?
Yeah, but I do need to eat more nuts and seeds. I don't feel like I do that enough.
More nuts and seeds.
Yes. And then maybe try to find a way to insert fish where I can, even though I don't like it. Just a little bit of it. And then definitely add in vegetables and fruits somewhere. Maybe when I meal prep, maybe get a little like chicken and then a vegetable and fruit.
Okay. So for protein, how much less are you gonna reduce your?
Well, it's not that I'm necessarily gonna reduce the amount more than reduce how it's made. Because like for my yesterday, I had fried, which isn't always the best for you. So maybe, like you said, grilled. Yeah. And definitely limit my oils. I eat a lot of oils. Or my food is cooked with a lot of oils.
So for nuts and seeds, what kind of nuts or seeds do you want to incorporate in your diet?
Probably some mixed nuts, just kind of have something on the side, and some almonds. I know almonds are pretty good for you.
Like how much?
Probably like, I think the serving size is like, it's not 1/4, it's 1/3 of a cup, right?
It's 1/3.
1/3, yeah, so something like that.
So 1/3.
Yeah.
Like, when do you like incorporate like lunch, breakfast?
It's probably like a snack.
Snack.
Yeah, like you said, being able to eat every 4 hours is a little hard for me, so maybe I can grab some nuts or something while I'm at work.
And then for fish, what kind of fish do you like to incorporate?
Probably, I'm not I think I could do tuna, like maybe make a tuna sandwich instead of putting chicken or some type of like sandwich meat on there, and which is always the best for you. I can make a little tuna or something.
For snacks or for lunch?
For lunch.
For lunch.
Yeah, a sandwich. Nothing else sounds good.
Nothing else, okay. So for fruits and vegetables, what fruits and vegetables do you like to?
Grapes. I love grapes. I think I eat a little bit too much of grapes, so maybe lower that a little bit. I know it's not good for your digestive system, or a large amount isn't good.
Yeah, just eat grapes earlier.
Yeah, they're so good.
Yeah.
Let's see. I like mangoes.
Mangoes, yeah.
I have a lot of lemon and limes with alcohol, so. Apples. Ooh, pomegranate. I haven't had pomegranate in a long time, but pomegranate. They only when's the season for pomegranates?
I'm not sure though.
I don't know, because they're really only here for seasons. Blackberries are really good. Raspberries.
Blackberry.
Oranges.
So, how much do you think you could add to your diet?
Maybe what is it? I think serving size for it is a cup, right?
A cup.
Yeah. Maybe I don't know what cup of it. And like I said, that could be even a snack.
Oh, snack, yeah.
And or part of my lunch even. Just so I am eating every 4 hours. That's the difficulty is I'll eat once in the morning when I find time, and then once after I get off of work. So it's not always the best way.
So is there anything you want to add for the SMART goal?
For the what? I'm sorry.
SMART goals?
Oh, I think I'm just making sure I'm controlling my portion sizes and not doing too much. My biggest problem is having a bag of chips in front of me and eating the whole bag, you know? So, controlling my portion sizes, definitely.
Okay, so how confident are you that you can make these SMART goals using the same scale of 1 to 10?
It's gonna be hard, but I think it's a 7.
A 7?
Yeah.
So what would you need to get you on the 10 on the ruler? What is preventing you from making changes?
Just time.
Just time.
Yeah, and finding time.
Just finding time. Okay. So after talking, how do you feel about your goal?
I feel pretty good about it.
So, okay, now that we have this written down, so why don't you read this or rephrase what we have just planned for you? So it's just like messy. So I'm just gonna go over this. So for you wanna less protein, so reduce the like the kind of method instead of frying, like grilling, baking. And then more nuts and seeds, such as mixed nuts, almonds, so like maybe 1/3 cups for snacks. And then for fish, you want to incorporate fish, such as tuna sandwich for lunchtime. And then for fruits and vegetables, you gave me like grapes, mangoes, or apples, pomegranate, blackberries, raspberries, and orange, like 1 cup for snacks, or like incorporate during your lunch or dinner. And then you want to limit your oil and controlling portion sizes. Okay. So, so how do you feel now? Is it
good?
Good.
Yeah.
Okay. So that's it. So thank you for participating. It has been a pleasure talking to you and learning about your goals and interests. So from your SMART goal planning, you indicated you plan to. Will we went over it? So one last thing, how will you know that you have met this goal?
I'll know when I do it. I don't know. When I start seeing changes in my own body and feeling healthier.
So I'm very impressed with your idea. So that sounds great. Is there anything that I can help you with?
I don't think so. Do you think what I said is a good plan and it's
It's a good
doable?
plan. Yeah,
Yeah,
it's
yeah.
doable. Yeah, like 1/3 cups for snacks.
Mhm.
Yeah. So, do you have any additional questions?
No, I don't think so.
Okay. Thank you.